Welcome back, everyone, to episode 5 of the Ologies. This one's UltraOLOGY. I'm here with Clint and Bill. I'm Ross, as always. And today
Clint
we're
Bruce always recognized as a subject matter expert on endurance sports.
Yeah.
I would win any downhill marathon.
I like your little tip about how round is the most
Hey,
solid.
it's science, man.
Yeah,
Round is the strongest
science.
shape in all of nature.
Yeah.
This perfect V-shaped guy is going to break in half, and I'm just going to keep on rolling.
That's pretty solid logic.
That's it.
So today we're going to be talking about people that are running like these ultra marathons, these endurance runners. Hey, have y'all seen? Is a show? Not a show. It's a documentary. It's called the Barkley Marathon.
Yeah,
You saw that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! So
it's really cool.
When you brought this up, because whenever this podcast goes to hell in a handbasket, we're gonna blame it on Bill.
It's fine.
When you brought it up, that's the first thing I thought about. Have you seen the Barkley?
I haven't.
Okay.
No.
It's a good documentary. It's kind of cool.
So brief synopsis: guy started this with his friend. It's in Tennessee, and it's a ring route. They run 3. And it ends up it's like 40 miles each. But to get to sign up to do this, they make it difficult. You've got to mail in a starched white shirt or socks. It's basically whatever the guy that's running it.
Yeah, it's
needs.
very arbitrary.
It's funny. And then basically they run like a 40-mile loop, and this is through like the Smoky Mountains.
Right.
They run it forwards, then they have to come in. They run it backwards. And then whoever finishes first gets to pick, do I want to for the third iteration, forward or backwards for the last 40 miles. And along the way, to make sure that you didn't cheat, they have books. And mind you, this goes into the night.
Yeah.
And you have to pick pages out of the book, and they've hidden these books. So you don't necessarily, it's not like, it's like intuitive, right? Like you're running on a trail, like, there's my book.
There's no Excel spreadsheet driving this logic.
No.
It's like you go into the sweat tent and come out like, here's what we'll do.
So your son does something interesting. What does he do, Bill?
Well, he's kind of jumped onto that adventure athlete platform where he is doing trail running, vertical challenges, number of days skiing in a row, which is
what's vertical challenge?
So he did a challenge in October by the Cirque Series in Colorado. It's a professional athlete that started this deal, and it's how much vertical feet you can climb or hike in a course of a month.
Okay.
And so Christopher ended up getting 6th overall out of 400 or 500 people.
Oh wow.
And
how high did he climb?
He went 250,000 vertical feet.
Oh my gosh!
And covered 425 miles. In a month,
gosh!
Which boggles my mind.
If we could chart that out, I just want to see what that slope looks like. Like rise over run, like 450 miles, 250,000 vertical feet.
It's ridiculous.
It's like straight up.
It's like
it's
9
high.
Everests.
Yeah, it's
it's not okay. So you quantified that 9 Everests,
right?
Jeez, Louise.
So you wanted to do enduranceology, ultraology. What's interesting about this to you?
To me, it's the mindset to where, because you have to get to a point, and I'm sure you did. This was true in Hell Week, Buds, and all that stuff. But even the things that you did in the Army, Ross, is that you have to get to a point where you have to let your mind control what's going on rather than listen to your body.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the thing that is so fascinating to me, because I get into not recently, but I get into a 2-mile run or 3-mile run, and I'm like, my knee's a little sore.
Sure.
I'm like, I'm done.
Your pain threshold kicks in, and you're just right. Well, okay, let's take the age out of it though. Like if you could subtract, a few years off your life when you were younger and weren't falling apart at this point,
Got that right.
Yeah.
But you bike. I mean, you still bike and
yeah, I'm getting back into it. We'll say that. But there is that mentality.
Yeah.
That there's something inside that you've got to be able to dig into.
You think so? I've never been a great runner, but on my second deployment to Afghanistan, I started running, and I would run. And we had this massive FOB that we were on, this massive base, it was an airstrip, and I would run because they had a trail all the way around the perimeter, and I would end up running. I remember in college, I had a roommate that said that was on the cross country team, and he would be running like 80 miles a week.
Sure.
Like he'd be running well over 10 miles a day. So I was thinking 80 miles a week, like that's insane. So I ended up running, I would run like 5 times a week, and I would run probably 5 miles at a time, 6 miles at a time. But for me, that was a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
And it's not doing it once, it's doing it day after day, week over week.
Yeah. These guys that run like a marathon every day for,
Who's that guy that does that?
Well, there's a few guys that have done it, but obviously coming out of my community, there's dudes that just, they just wake up and decide they're going to go run a marathon.
Ridiculous.
Right? I remember, so Goggins and I, David and I, we were in the teams together, and good friends, used to lift together. And so we were lifting together, and he's like, "You want to go for a run?" I'm like, "No."
No.
And just know that's going to. So he started doing these. With him, it is literally a battle of wills. It's trying to see, hey, can I impose my will on my own body?
Right.
His whole story. But I know a lot of guys that have done those ultras, and but I also think that all of us have our own version of that endurance thing, where you look at someone and go, man, how do they keep doing that for that long? Right?
Yeah.
Well, Christopher gave me a little insight into it, because on the day that he turned 25, he decided that he was going to do 25,000 vertical feet that day.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And he started at like 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
And he was doing 10, or he was doing, I can't remember how many laps he did of this one trail, but about 2/3 of the way through, he texted me, and I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah.
And then about 2 laps later, he said, well, he had some choice words, but said, screw this. I'm done whining.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
So I'll see you at the effing top.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And all of a sudden, 4 hours later, he's done with 25,000 vertical feet.
That's almost 5 miles up.
Yeah.
And I just talked about running 5 miles, like, horizontally, right?
Right.
That's and having difficulty with it.
It's ridiculous.
And he did that, well, that's insane.
At about 9,000 feet.
That's the other thing with that, because here in Texas, where we're located, we're at sea level pretty much.
Sure.
Right.
So in order, and the air is much denser down here as opposed to thinner in Colorado. But we would have to run hundreds, thousands of miles to go up in elevation enough here. But up there, where you're already at crazy elevation,
Sure.
and then it's like boom, now you're going straight up.
Yeah, I remember my first time I went and played Air Force Academy at Air Force, right? I was like, whatever. I was like, why are we taking oxygen? And also, I got my first years. I'm like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever. That's exactly right. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, bring me that oxygen tank. Like, put it like one on each ear and then one on my face. Like and then what altitude were y'all fighting at in Afghanistan?
So we were at, hold on. We were at 17. Our base was at the bottom of the mountain. We're at 1,800 meters.
Right.
So that's 3,600. Oh, sorry, like almost 5,000 feet.
Right. And you fight it higher.
Sorry, almost 6,000 feet.
You go up higher.
Oh, that's the thing. We're at the bottom.
Yeah.
To go up, we were going straight up.
Right.
We climbed 1,000 meters in elevation with gear on in one day.
Yeah. And then fought.
And then yeah. And then fought for 3 days.
It's like walking to your football game in your gear and then playing.
Yeah, exactly.
And then knowing you got to walk. I mean, it's not like that.
No,
from a physical comparison.
I got you. Yeah, it's the same in that sense. But yeah, we're almost at 6,000 feet. We'd go up another 3,000. So we're like going up to 8,000 feet, 9,000 feet. What's Colorado? They've got the 14ers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christopher's done 21 of those in his first year.
And then what's Leadville? What's Leadville at? Leadville's like at 8,000.
No, it's at 10 or 11.
Oh, is it? Okay,
Yep.
yeah. So I played tennis. We went in Leadville. In Durango, which is right outside of Leadville, and I had the same feeling that you did playing. Like, give me the oxygen. Like I didn't have oxygen. I was just playing tennis, and I'm like, oh my god, like. I couldn't get enough air.
Right.
And your son is just up there going, I'm going to go, how many miles? 4.73 miles up today, starting at, 8,000 feet.
I don't get it.
One of the things that I think is fascinating about it, and I love watching, I told my daughters this, like, it's you versus yesterday's you. So Y is greater than or equal to Y2. So you just got to beat yesterday's you a little bit, right?
Right.
When you're doing these long duration events, there's not this, in my experience with my own things, it's not that you flip the switch once and then you're okay with it. It's having to flip that switch over and over again.
Yep.
Sure.
And then what happens is you rep that muscle that lets you say I'm not done yet.
Mm-hmm.
But it's never like it's not one hump you get over and you don't worry about it anymore. It's just you learn that you can tell yourself you can do more than you thought you could.
Right.
That's the question I'm asking people right now. I'm like going, hey, listen, if you've answered hard questions about yourself that you never thought to ask yourself until these circumstances kick up, then a fair question to ask yourself is, what else can I do that I didn't think I could do?
Right.
Sure.
And that's really what our trainings go through. Like in Buds is certainly not telling you there's no limits. It's just telling you, hey, the limits aren't what you thought they were, and we're trying to get you to go, hey, what else can you do that you didn't think you could do?
Sure.
And that's what fascinates me about my buddies that go, hey, I'm going to go run 100 miles.
And I think it would be cool, and there's probably research and there's probably already graphs. I just haven't really looked into it, but I would think it would be really cool to be mapping the brain when you get to that point where your body's going,
oh wow,
I'm done.
Yeah.
But your brain is now having to kick in and say, no, you can fight through this.
What does that over the hump look like on the in terms of like what your brain's doing?
Rise of Superman and Stealing Fire, both great books that talk about this.
Christ.
And it talks about Rise of Superman. It talks about that flow state, and so they describe it as STIRS, so selflessness, timelessness, effortlessness, and richness, but they have mapped that. It's a fascinating book to read / listen to.
I would think.
Yeah.
Read / listen to is the operative word.
I would say this to kind of wrap up though. Like, what do you think? Like your son Christopher's doing this now. Like, there's no economic value to it. I mean, he might be getting in shape, but there's nothing that's gonna but what is this preparing him for? Like, this has got to do something for him as a man. This is character building. Right, this is him.
Oh, sure.
Well, there's that, but believe it or not, the endurance and adventure athlete platform is a growing true sport.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
If you talk to Kyle about it, yeah.
If you look at I was talking to a friend, Dan Greer,
he does ultras.
He used to do ultras,
Yeah.
still running, but he said the marathon. It's not a thing of the past, but it's one of those deals that so many people have conquered.
Right.
And they're going to what's next. And
right.
so
yeah.
that's what has really intrigued Christopher is that, okay, I did a couple of marathons and okay.
Yeah, everybody's doing it. What can I do that no one's doing yet?
And Dan said Dan was saying that this is a incredible time to get into that. I mean, I'm helping him right now put together sponsorship letters and resumes for gear.
Oh wow!
We've already got him one sponsorship with protein.
That makes sense.
With Honeybeard. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
So good stuff.
Yeah, but that is interesting. I mean, you look at the natural progression of let's say football. Mm-hmm. Football back in the 40s is like here nowadays. We'd be knocking people's heads off. Those guys wouldn't know what hit them because everyone keeps besting themselves, outdoing themselves.
Great 1940s football player.
yeah, you'd be phenomenal.
I look like one now. I fit right in.
Yeah, drinking on the sidelines, smoking cigarettes, Well, hey, look, everyone, thanks for tuning in. This is Ross, Clint.
To the least applicable ology I'll ever participate in.
Absolutely.
All right, see y'all next time.
Out of here.